Hey guys, so today we're going to be trying a new setup. I have a backdrop, I have my new ring light, so we're going to test out and see how this setup works. But today I wanted to try some new products from Covergirl. I've heard amazing things about the Covergirl trublend matte made foundation, and then we also have their Peach Punch collection highlight, blush, and contour, so we're going to try these out today. So if you guys are curious to see how these work and to see swatches, then just keep watching. So I've already prepped my skin with my Neutrogena hydroboost multivitamin booster, my algenist sublime defense blurring moisturizer, and my L'Oreal True Match Lumi glotion. This has been like my magic concoction of primers lately. It works amazingly well. So I have L80, which I believe is light 80, so we'll give this a try. So my L'Oreal sponge, and I have my Sonia Kashuk oval foundation brush, so let's start seeing how this applies. There it is. I'm going to do the sponge side first. I don't really feel like I'm getting a whole lot of coverage on this side with this. Okay, so here's the side applied with the sponge. Here's the side without. I mean, slightly more even, but I would say this is very light coverage. It says Comfort Matte Finish Oil-Free Formula Pump Applicator. I don't know if this is supposed to be full coverage, light or medium, so I will have to look that up and I'll put it right here. Let's try the other side with the brush. I'm really liking the way that it's covering with the brush, and I still have probably at least a half a pump on my hand. So let's see how it layers up. Okay, so this is the brush side, this is the sponge side. Let me grab a mirror to look more closely. There's no streak marks. I feel like it did a really good job of covering this giant acne situation. This one is kind of alright, but this one it covered really well. It's not accentuating pores. It doesn't look like it's settling into any fine lines on my face. I have little white dots all over my face though. Interesting. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. There's like a white dot here, a couple right here. There's a white dot on the edge of my eyelid right here. Does this have white matte pigments in it or something? Yeah, I have little like white dots on my brush and on my face. I'm wondering if this is part of the formula to make it matte. So I'm going to hop off, apply concealer and powder, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like before we apply the contour, blush, and highlight. Okay, so this is the way that the face makeup looks. I ended up applying the Marc Jacobs, what's this one called? The Perfection Powder in Finish Line. It's just a translucent powder all over the face. And it's nice and smooth. I don't see those white pigments showing up anymore, those little white dots, those little white specks. Smooth in the pore area, doesn't look dry and cakey around my mouth, which sometimes foundations do. So far so good. So let's jump on over to the highlighter palette. I don't know why this is called a highlighter palette, because it has contour, blush, and highlight, and then the Peach Punch highlighter, and it says peach scented on all of these. I'm very excited to try these. It smells like an artificial peach scent. Let's start off with swatches here. Ooh, they're very, very soft. I like that. Okay, those look nice. They look like they'd be good for my skin tone right now. There is the bronzer, the blush. Ooh, look at that highlight. Can you guys see that? Wow. Okay, and then let's just jump on over and do the single one as well. This one is Peach Punch Highlighter. Doesn't have a name. just Peach Punch highlighter. This is what it looks like. Again, very, very soft. And there is that shade. That's very pretty as well. So I have a Sonia Kashuk. I call this like a bronzing brush. Stop with the messages. So I have a Sonia Kashuk marbled bronzer brush. I have a Sonia Kashuk blush brush, and I have a Party Queen tapered highlighter brush. So let's give them a try. I'm going to start with the bronzing. My hair is fresh out of the shower and air drying, so it's a little crazy today, but this is what my natural curl looks like. It's kind of half wave, half curl. Can't really make up its mind. So we'll deal with that later. Looks pretty pigmented. Let's see. This is definitely a warm bronzer. I think I prefer something a little more neutral tone. Yeah, this is not really the tone that I prefer. It looked okay on the hand, but on my face it's looking a bit more orangey, which is not generally the vibe I go for. This brush might be a little bit too flimsy for bronzer, actually. I've never used this brush for this purpose. It's just a little bit too fluffy for my personal preference. But it's getting the job done. Okay, so here's the bronzer. Like I said, a little too orange, a little too warm for me. I think I prefer things a little bit cooler. Let's move on to the blush. It looks like a nice like peachy pink blush and very pigmented. Ooh, okay, pigment. That's a lot of pigment. Oh boy. All right, well, I definitely look healthy and peachy. Oh boy. Okay, we may have to tone that down with powder. And finally, let's dive into the pink one first, because this is the one that I am the most curious about because I really like pinky highlights. And that is really pretty. I like that. I have this giant zit right there that of course will end up being highlighted just because of where it is. Just kind of go around it a little bit. Pretty, so it's almost like a blush topper. You get a little bit more pink glow on top of the blush. Now let's check out the plain one, which also looks very pretty right here. Looks like a nice, like mild gold shade. Just for the high points. Ooh, I like that. Yes, look at this color. This may be my new go-to highlight. Okay, I really like that. Let me look at it up close to see if it's glittery or what. It is not glittery. It just looks beautiful and smooth. I really like this highlight. So if I had to pick a highlight, I would say that this one is my favorite. Okay, so my thoughts on these new Covergirl products. The foundation seems really nice. It says that it's supposed to be transfer resistant, so I wish I had my kids here. I could actually try that. But let me just try going like this. I don't see anything coming off immediately. Like usually you can see like the foundation on my arm if I touch my face. So I don't know if it's transfer resistant. I like the way the foundation looks. We'll see how it wears throughout the day. But first impressions of the foundation is that it's very nice, not settling into my lines. It's nice and smooth. I feel like it's a good color match for me personally. Moving on to the palettes. The bronzer is too warm for me. The blush is almost too pigmented and too bold. I prefer things a little bit more subtle than this. And the highlight, while I do like pink highlights, I think I prefer slightly more subtle of a pink color. So for me, I'd say that this one is a pass for my skin tone. If you have a deeper skin tone, you'd probably enjoy this a bit more than I did personally. However, the single Peach Punch highlight is definitely a win for me. I really, really like this one, and I can see myself wearing it a ton moving forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first impressions of the new Covergirl products. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.